7 o'clock on Monday, November 10th. I'm calling to order the regularly scheduled meeting for Rochester City Council. City Clerk, Deputy for now, but soon to be City Clerk, Brian, the roll call, please.
Salvia,
Yes, here.
Bixson,
Here.
Hauser,
Here.
Jones,
Here.
King, Sage,
Here.
and Trent.
Here.
We have a quorum. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Well, good evening. So at the top of the meeting here, I would like to recognize Councilmember Sage. So we had an election last week, and so this proclamation is to recognize Councilmember Sage for his wonderful years of service here with us on City Council. I'm going to read the proclamation, but first I just want to share that for me personally, it has been a great honor to serve with you. In particular, I value your sage advice, input, and your perspective. So it will be missed.
Thank you very much.
So now I'm going to read the proclamation, which says, whereas Steve Sage has served the residents of the city of Rochester as a member of the Rochester City Council during 2 separate terms, from January 24th, 2011 to November 9th, 2015, and then was reelected November 26th through 2019 through November 10th, 2025. And whereas during his time on City Council, Councilmember Sage has brought thoughtful leadership, a collaborative spirit to the deliberations of City Council. And whereas in addition to council service, Councilmember Sage has contributed significant time, expertise to multiple boards and committees, including Planning Commission, Parking Advisory Committee, the Historical Commission, Paint Creek Trailways Commission, City Beautiful Commission, and helping to guide community development, advance Rochester's parking strategy, preserve and celebrate our historic character, and enhance the regional trail connectivity and promote community beautification. And one last, and now therefore be it resolved that the City of Rochester hereby expresses its deep appreciation to Councilmember Steve Sage for his dedicated public service, leadership, and many contributions to the City of Rochester.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, council member. And I think you're officially a council member until the 25th, correct?
Yes.
He cannot leave early.
November 10th, but you can't leave until the 25th. Okay, a photo. Where should we stand? Down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, right, till 25th.
We can amend that proclamation. Yeah.
Picture you.
Well, thank you.
All right. And I'll say, council, does anyone else want to say anything to Councilmember Sage? Pro Tem?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just say, I want to thank Councilmember Sage for the 14 years total on the council, I believe. And I think I served all 14 of those with you.
Yes, you did.
So I just want to thank you for your service, your dedication to the city. This is not always for the faint of heart up here. And if you run for office and put in the time and serve on the boards and stuff, that's what our democracy needs and is dependent on. So I appreciate your service to the city, and I appreciate your friendship all these years. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'll say something.
Councilmember.
Yeah, I think I have served with you the third longest up here.
I think you
Yes,
have.
you did. And I truly have appreciated your, basically your sound advice and the fact that you'll stick your neck out, that you will, deliberate on your own as well, and just really do good governance. You've done great governance for this city. I've watched your decision-making, and you don't always go along with the crowd, and that's okay. That's what makes you, that's what made you so good. So I really appreciate what you've done for the city.
Councilmember Jones.
I've only served 2 years with you, so just this little time. But I really like sitting next to you. There's a lot of levity at this end of the table, and you have brought that, and you have made this an easy transition for me, and I'm going to miss you in that seat.
Thank you
So,
very much.
yes.
If I could, for
Councilmember
just a
Hauser,
moment.
sure.
When I first ran, or started to run, you were one of the first people I met with, and you kind of showed me how things go. And fortunately, we were sitting down when you told me, but you said certain times there's going to be situations where the decisions you make are going to be tough and unpopular, but you got to make a decision. And that's the one thing I've always appreciated about you is I know your moral compass is always focused on one singular thing, and that's what's best for the city of Rochester. And although you and I may have had differences of opinion, you were a fantastic person, a wonderful friend, and I really appreciate all the things and advice you've given me. And the city is gaining a wonderful person, but we're also losing someone else that's just as special. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate it.
Councilmember Sage, is there anything you want to say?
I do, just a couple words. So first to the residents, citizens of Rochester. It's been one of the privileges of my life that you bestowed upon me to be able to serve you. It's truly been an honor. And I will tell you, there have been different complexions, if you will, both administrations and council members sitting here at this dais. I've enjoyed all of them, but I will say, I can say, this current administration and this current council made it the most fun for me. So I really appreciated that, and I think it helped me, even as it was never a chore with you all. It was great. It was always engaged and always engaging, and I always appreciate anybody that ever came to a meeting. Your support is immeasurable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. And what you may not know is Councilmember Sage has already put his application in to serve as a resident. So he has some interest in continued service with the city, which I think is admirable. So thank you.
I thought you were going to say what you also don't know is we've got cookies back there.
We have cookies?
No, we don't.
Oh. Cookies,
I
always
just thought
cookies.
maybe there'd be some surprise cookies.
All right, cookies, cookies it is. Other exciting news happening today, right here at the top of the meeting, I just want to congratulate Mayor Pro Tem Bixon's father, Alan Bixon, on his 100th birthday today. He was-
No.
Hey, he brought you, so we're going to celebrate him. We're going to celebrate him.
Thank
And
you
so
very
we hope to see him possibly tomorrow at our Veterans Day celebration. He is a veteran, Navy veteran. But again, when you're 100, I think maybe you decide where you're going to go.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll see. All right, so moving on to our agenda tonight, I will take public comment at the end of this section. But right now, I would like to introduce our nonprofit feature for tonight's meeting. I'd like to bring up Shannon Lazowski. If you could approach the podium and please give us your address. Shannon is a neighbor of ours that has founded a foundation called Glamorous Moms Foundation, and it's celebrating its 5th anniversary. Isn't it 5th? Six. I know we met during 2020, so maybe that's why it's 5 years in my mind. So please have the floor and share with us about your incredible foundation.
Thank you. I have some pamphlets to pass out.
Address, please.
Yes. My name is Shannon Lazowski, and I'm at 499 Springview Drive in Rochester. Okay. May I approach and pass these?
Give them to Brian.
Okay.
Push them down for you.
Mayor Salvia and Council, thank you so much for having me today. I have to say this is my first meeting but I plan on coming to more. It's such a pleasure to see all of you in person and to be here representing our nonprofit organization, Glamorous Moms Foundation. We were founded in October of 2019, and our main goal is to support and bring joy to women and expectant mothers in need throughout the state of Michigan. We have 10 board members and 3 board advisors. And our main thing that we do year-round monthly is provide free gifts to local shelters, hospitals, pregnancy centers, and birthing centers. We work specifically with those birthing nurses, staff psychologists, and floor social workers, presenting them 3 different types of gifts for free as a donation, so they can properly give joy, love, and support to mothers who are truly, truly going through a tough time. The first and foremost thing that we do is we provide postpartum essential recovery kits. These are pink boxes, such as this bright pink color here. They involve 5 to 6 personal hygiene products for mom to help her get through her postpartum care, both with support and good hygiene and health in mind. The second gift we provide are breastfeeding kits. These are light pink, beautiful boxes, gift boxes, that have personal hygiene products inside the boxes that are specific for mothers who are breastfeeding, giving them personal products that they, A, may not be able to afford themselves, or B, being first-time young mothers, first-time mothers, they don't know that they actually need the products. So there's specific products to take care of their skin, their body, to provide encouragement and support through their breastfeeding journey. The main gift that we give also is a new mom basket. They're much wrapped like Easter baskets, a reusable small white plastic basket wrapped in cellophane in a big pink bow with our signature color. And inside these baskets provide life necessities, small toys, and joyful items, both for mom and baby. Many times, like I said, the mothers that we serve cannot afford these items for their bodies or their babies. Also, they are not in a situation, whether personal, communal, to receive a gift. Many have never received a gift themselves. So from Glamorous Moms Foundation and the community, we provide these gifts for free to bring a happy day and a happy moment to their lives. We cannot change everything that they're going through. We can't fix their lives. We can't stop the domestic violence. We can't stop the postpartum depression. We can't do any of that, but we can brighten their day and let them know they're loved and supported and thought of. We're a 100% volunteer. And I always tell people who want to help Glamorous Moms Foundation that you don't always have to give money to our foundation. Just simply please shop our Amazon wish list or shop for the personal products and items that we gift these mothers with and send them to us. Because whether we have the money to purchase the items or just the items themselves, we can still help moms in need and fulfill our mission. So I just wanted to thank you so much for being here. My ask is just to please help spread the word. We're on social media on all platforms. I like to speak in front of groups such as you all and community events, and share the good word about Glamorous Moms Foundation. What I really would like to share quickly is that besides the 3 gifts that we provide, we are now starting to host free community events for Rochester residents and surrounding areas. You'll see in your packet there is a flyer for our November 22nd event, Nourishing Futures, a symposium on pediatric and teen eating disorders. This will be held, like I said, November 22nd from 10 to 12. This is a free event. We simply ask that everyone that likes to attend reserve their spot on Eventbrite so we can provide enough food and coffee for the guests. This is for any child or teen, parent of any age, grandparent, any community member that knows someone, loves someone suffering from eating disorders, or maybe themselves. They're looking for local support. You'll see here on the flyer, our speaker is Danielle Mason. She is the nurse practitioner at the Rochester Urgent Care up on Walton across the street from the village. So we have a local nurse practitioner that will be leading the conversation from a medical end there. We will also have a local mother who will share her personal story about raising a daughter with eating disorders, and her daughter, who is now a young adult, is happy to share her story as well. The next sheet that you have in your packet are following networking events, all held at the Chief Financial Credit Union in Rochester for free. Our goal, we started to share love and joy and items for expectant mothers. But our goal now is to expand into the community and be a leader organization providing support, education, and resources for moms and parents in need in Rochester with these ideas in mind here for the networking events. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
I know you and I have tried to connect for a while, so I'm glad to
Yes.
finally meet you and the work you're doing. I did not know anything about this.
Thank you.
I sit on the board of Rochester Area Youth Assistance, and, I mean, this fits right into what we do. And we do family education programs, and the eating disorder has been one we've had out there that we've wanted to do. So we will certainly post this on our social media, but also maybe we can connect, and maybe there's a way to do some things together, that we're supporting the same group of
Thank you.
kids. So,
I appreciate
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
yes.
We will always help the expectant mothers and moms and their infants in need, but we want to expand and help
Yeah.
the families and the dads and all family members with these different themes here for each networking event and make sure it's free. So we have never really been about money. My goal is not to be the biggest nonprofit organization with the most money and the most popular. We just want to continue our mission and sustain, either monetary or product donations so we can continue to give those back out to the community. And with these networking events, I say networking, it's not very business-like, but it's networking for parents, for families that are going through difficult situations. Yeah, thank you, Debbie. I
No, what
appreciate
a
that.
great organization.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you, Shannon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. I think this is the first time I've seen you not wearing signature pink.
I usually do.
You usually have signature pink on.
I usually do. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have a presentation. City Manager, do I have a plaque for or is there someone going to?
Going to give it to us?
Yes, wonderful. Thank you. This is regarding Rochester being recognized as a runner-friendly community by the Road Runners Club of America.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Scott Fisk. I am the Michigan State Rep for the Road Runners Club of America, or RRCA for short. Just a few words about the RRCA. We are in our 68th year of existence. We are the largest and oldest organization that supports running in the United States. Okay. Our motto is champions the development and success of community-based running organizations that empower all people to participate in the sport of running, pursuit, enjoyment, health, and well-being, and competition. Okay, among many of our other programs that we provide, we provide insurance for clubs and events, run coaching certifications, race director certifications. We have a very strong Kids Run the Nation program, so we support a lot of youth organizations throughout the country. And I invite all of you to check out our website at rrca.org. Okay? As far as a runner-friendly community program, which we have throughout the country, our program, the goal is to shine a national spotlight on communities that stand out as runner-friendly and provide incentive and ideas for communities to work towards becoming runner-friendly. Okay? It's a lengthy process. My good friend Rich has been spearheaded most of it. I'm basically nothing more than a figurehead. My name has to be on the application because it has to be somebody who's RRCA certified. Christian was good enough to write a letter of recognition because one of the requirements is that some member of city government has to provide a letter of recognition for the process of applying. I might add that only 2 communities for 6 months are awarded this designation. Okay? Part of the benefits of that is you're listed on our national website for a period of 5 years. You also receive a commemorative plaque, which I will present to you in a moment, which you can hang in City Hall or wherever you'd like to have it. You also get 25 window decals to be placed in any businesses within the community that support running. And you also are allowed to use the logo for a runner-friendly community for a period of 5 years, city-owned websites and things that you use within your city. So without further ado.
At which time we can
Yes, you can also reapply after the 5 years. It's a very simple process to extend for another 5 years, okay?
You might mention you do offer the state.
Rich, if you could approach as well.
You're welcome to
Yeah,
come up and speak with the microphone too.
Yeah, we want everyone at home to hear.
Sorry. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Rich Power, Rochester, 1167 Ironwood Court. My pal Scott here. Normally, he's the one coordinating everything for me. This is the one time where I'm helping him out. But in addition, these guys, the Roadrunners Clubs of America, and Scott as the Michigan representative, hosts, they sponsor state championships. Like, what would be relevant to us would be us to hold the 5K state championship for the state of Michigan. And he brings separate medals in addition to the normal 5K medal that the race might give out, but that the RRCA would give out for the top 3 in each age group, for example, plus the overall winners in that. So we could actually try and land one of those in the future if we'd like to do so. And another time I'll tell you the one little stipulation that, number one, you gotta carry $2 million in insurance on the event, whereas normally most events, I think we require $1 million. So it would be that additional $1 million in insurance would be the only thing we'd have to overcome if we wanted to host a state championship like a 5K or a 10K.
Wow.
The Brooksy Way Half Marathon, if you're familiar with that,
Yep.
did host the state championship back in 2017, while it was still in existence. So something to think about if you have a race in the area. So the plaque, as you can see here,
Very nice.
Lovely.
okay?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lovely.
It reads Rochester, Michigan is hereby designated as an official RRCA runner-friendly community 2025 to 2030.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'll
Thank
come
you.
up and receive that, and I would like Councilmember Hauser to join me.
Absolutely.
Since he wrote a letter, gentlemen, thank you so much for your hard work to recognize Rochester with this honor.
Yeah.
We
Thank
hear
you.
from our residents how much everyone loves our trails and our accessibility, and running is part of that. And so thank you for helping us get this recognition.
It's my pleasure. It's been a 2-year process of us getting it
Wow.
together, getting all the application materials together, but I'm so happy to have this. And on a personal note, even though I live in St. Clair Shores, I come up here all the time to run. It's one of my favorite places to run.
We have a lot of 5Ks and a lot of runs
We
here. I have a
do.
feeling with this designation, we're probably going to have more.
Absolutely.
I'd like to also thank Laura Murphy of the City of
Yes.
Rochester for her letter.
Yes,
Oh,
and Keith Hansen.
Keith Hansen. And
That was
Thank
the
you.
letter of
And-
recommendation that-
by the way, you know, we are Rochester High School and the Rochester Adams tied for regional champions on the girls' side 2 weeks ago. And one of the girls, Elle McMahon, was the overall winner and went on to get 5th in the state championship on Saturday.
That's
A week ago
great.
Saturday. So we've had a lot of great things, and we've got Ella Corby, Ella out of Rochester High and Miss Corby out of Stony Creek High that are some of the best in the state. So we've got a lot of great running girls coming out of the Rochester area because of the trail and the park and everything.
Awesome.
So-
Go girls.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yay, go girls. Thank you. That's very cool. You should love that, Mr. Trailways.
I read that. She's trying to be here. Love standing next to the tallest.
Is it hot or is it just?
Story about this scene then at the end of the meeting.
Okay. Oh, we love that. Sounds interesting.
You may move down here now.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for all your hard
Thank you.
work.
Thank you. This is very nice.
It's awesome. Right?
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
We're going to put this in a really good place where all the runners can see it.
Nick's office.
Great.
All right, next up, we have a Dinosaur Hill Community Garden Report. Looking forward to this. I think with Ellen Witz is ready to provide us this. Thank you. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me. So I am the new Director of Operations at Dinosaur Hill. and it's very exciting for me. I've been involved with Dinosaur Health since 1975, and so it's a labor of love, and it's full circle for me, so I'm excited. Emily Williams was the garden coordinator this year, and she prepared this top sheet for you, and we can go over any questions that you have. And I didn't want to miss an opportunity to provide you with the second page, which is our upcoming programs that you may want to take a look at as well, happening at Dinosaur Hill. The Rochester Community Garden has 190 plots. It was sold out again this year, has been since its inception. We have an average of 89 gardeners this year, so about 2 plots per person, give or take, some more, some less. And we already have 7 people on the wait list for next year. And I will field any questions that you have.
Councilmember Jones.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm very happy to meet you. I'm very excited about some of the improvements maybe that could happen. I have not had, I don't grow anything very well, so I've never done it, but I walk by there very regularly, and now that the path is there,
Yeah.
we're getting so much more exposure to the garden, which
That's
I'm
right.
excited about. Is there something that you have considered putting in their contracts regarding to the weeding issue that we're having there?
Actually, that has always been in the contracts for everyone that agrees to garden in the Rochester Community Garden. We remind them continually throughout the season of their obligation when they sign those agreements. As you know, with the general public, it's hard to police people. Some people are great at weeding their plots and weeding around their plots, some are not. Some people abandon their plots halfway through the year and then we take them over. So it's just a mixture of different things going on.
Is there a way to, because it seems like it's coveted, you already have a wait list. If you don't weed, you don't get a plot the next year.
Yeah,
Is that too severe,
I
or-
talked with Councilmember Trent about that on a Zoom last week, and I've been talking to Nick Schaefer at the DPW about some ideas that we have going forward to try to encourage people to do their part in the community garden, which is what it is. It's a community effort, and everyone needs to understand that when they take on a plot in the garden.
So that is something you're considering,
Yes,
yeah?
I think we have some good ideas to work with moving forward.
Okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you taking this on, so
Yeah.
welcome.
Thanks.
Councilmember Trent.
Yeah, we had a very nice conversation. Ellen is, I think, she's doing, from being on the board, she's very responsive and has met with me, and we got to speak about the community garden and your reporting. I love to see what's really happening. It's really great, so I appreciate that. However, when we talked about the garden, I know that we've had some complaints, and you and I spoke about this, so I will just briefly update what I was requesting was to put some more teeth in the weeding situation, and to have a real, consequence to not weeding your garden.
Right,
Like, so,
right.
because that has not been done. And we didn't want to do that because it's a happy, it's a happy place. You're growing, that's what Ellen was saying. We wanted it to keep it, to be a happy place. But we got so many complaints this time, and those rocks are a little difficult to pull the weeds out of.
Absolutely, and as
Yes.
someone who works around plants and
Yes.
gardens, the
It's,
substrate and what you use
Yeah.
has a lot to do
It
with
has-
your results. Yeah.
and then there was a mention, and Nick you had talked to, Ellen relayed the information to me, was that maybe you could have an intern that could also
Yeah, and we
be a
have
part of it.
court-appointed folks that will,
Yeah.
and they're nonviolent offender, court-appointed folks, that we will oversee up at the garden doing weeding events, but it's just a combination of things, and I think that moving forward, Ms. Williams did resign as our volunteer and garden coordinator, so we'll be having some new discussions on who will handle all of those things, and I think that will also help moving forward.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted this council to hear, because I know they've asked me about it, and, so also that you've also indicated that, you're going to have reporting on the garden as well, like check-in, like, hey, well, here's a report on the weeds, because that was the only thing. Everything else was fixed or problems were solved. It was a
Right.
communication.
Right.
Now that's easier sign up for everybody because it's all digital.
Yeah,
Before
and that
they were
worked out
literally
really well
having,
this year.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was all the pluses. I mean, they're right here, the strengths and the opportunities, weaknesses, and threats
Yes.
was that was fixed. And I know that when I met with Emily, she had said that they were literally, she was going to Dinosaur Hill because they were writing in with applications, and then she would have to, manually put it in a spreadsheet, I'm assuming, and that was a lot of her time
Yes,
that she put in.
And also with people writing checks, you'd have bounce checks, you had checks written for the wrong amount to the wrong people. So, putting it online really alleviated a lot of those problems this year.
And that is part of the service that Dinosaur Hill is offering, and that's where I'm getting to. There is service here, and I wanted to thank you, and I appreciate it, and I know you get in at the tail end of weeding, but as Ellen said, she's very experienced with this, and so she knows about gardenings, and she knows a lot about weeds. So anyway, we had a great conversation. At 7 a.m., she's very dedicated on Friday mornings. She zoomed in, 7 a.m. It was great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you. Ellen, I just really want to thank you. The community garden is much beloved in our community. And the city has made a significant investment in the grounds. And, I know I don't want to pile on about the weeds, but I feel like there needs to be a third party involved. There's room in the budget between income and expenses if we need to hire a third party, because we've tried for 2 years. And I get it, you're newer to this, but I just think there needs to be a third party.
Yeah, and I will let you know, the first 5 years the garden existed, I was actually in charge of it.
Okay.
So I have a knowledge of
That's
the
a lot
inner
of
workings of the garden. But I just think it was a bad combination of a lot of things happening, right? And we'll get to the bottom of it, we'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
I know you will. Mayor Pro Tem?
And I just want to say, with the new detour and the new road, it's getting a lot more.
That's right.
And then, so a lot of people kind of saw it for the first time, and, we need a third party to work on that because the good neighbor thing doesn't seem to be working quite as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
Councilmember Hauser, I know you're a gardener
I
there,
have a
so I
plot there.
know you have
Yeah,
something
I
to
do.
say.
Well, yeah, I have found that the first part of the season takes like 15 minutes to weed.
Right.
And then if you just stay on top of it, when you go up in water, it's just,
Exactly.
it's the
If
first
every
time is
visit-
really,
Right.
yeah.
Every
But no,
visit.
it's a really great resource, and for, I think it was $30 a plot, is that what it is? It's
Yes.
unbelievable. So
Yeah.
you've got a great thing going. I know it's going to do even better next year. So
Yeah.
thanks for pitching
Yeah,
in.
and one last note I wanted to tell you, our children's garden, which is
yeah.
adjacent to the city garden, Margaret Whittick, who's a neighbor, she spearheads that, and she has for years now been donating to the food pantry, produce that's not used, and we were harvesting lettuce up through Friday. So it's a really great thing to have, and I think it's good for the community
Yeah,
as well.
that one's
Margaret is a
beautiful. That
gem.
one has no
Margaret is a
weeds.
gem.
Yeah,
No weeds in that one.
Yeah, and there's
It's
no weeds in
gorgeous.
that one.
that's right,
Yeah.
and Margaret does it
Yes.
pretty much all by herself, yeah.
That's our benchmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Next up, we have a presentation from Christy Trevorrow regarding America 250. I see you've got lanyap on, and you're probably fresh
Oh my
from
gosh,
the
I-
expo.
Is it?
Fine, I'm very awake, yep. So, yeah, we have our record crowd at the expo.
I thought
Talked to
so.
a lot of vendors, we had well over 1,000 people.
I bet.
Chaos.
I couldn't get through.
Good chaos.
It was, I want to say it was organized chaos, but I'm not feeling that, no. At one point, it was a thing.
I couldn't even get to my booth, yeah, it was crazy.
Yes,
It was
it was-
wonderful, though. It
yeah,
was
it was-
really nice to see all those people.
Yeah, so if holidays have officially started, I may be pushing the season with my lanyap, but we're officially in Holiday Thunderdome Day 1. So, before I get to my America 250, I know that I'm a little late to the party, but I do want to thank Councilmember Sage. We've worked together a long time, and I've really enjoyed working with you. And maybe you and I haven't always seen eye to eye on some things, but we've always been respectful, and I've always appreciated the passion and dedication you have for our city, so thank you.
That is shared. Thank you, Christy.
You bet. So this is actually from both Nick and the mayor. We are working with, the DDA is, with the city on America 250. If someone's not familiar with it, we thought there's this committee rolling around, and in case you haven't heard what's going on, I thought everybody might want to know what's happening. So we started a steering committee at the mayor's direction because there are so many community organizations that are doing things for America 250, but we thought that we could help from a communication standpoint, getting all of everybody together and talking, and then sharing out that information, because what we've discovered as we've been working with all the different organizations is we have literally a year of programming. Not that we're doing, but necessarily everybody's doing in 2026. For anyone who's not familiar where America 250 came from, as I've been talking to people, they're like, America what now? So 250, it is 250 years of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, which is next year. It was actually, they started planning for this at the national level in 2016. Founded a nonprofit for this. There's grants out there for students, for cities. I know that Anthony has said that we've gotten some. The state has funds for different activities. Everything celebrating history and then also documenting current history. They're looking for initiatives that want to document what we have now so that when we hit 300, there will be things to tell and stories to be there. And so when Mayor Salvia approached us and said, we need a little help kind of getting everybody together and talking. So we have a steering committee. I'm just going to read you a quick list of who's on that. It's obviously City of Rochester. City of Rochester Hills is a part of that as well. The OPC, the library, Daughters of the American Revolution, the Chamber, and the museum. And that's just the core steering committee. Beyond that, we're going and reaching out to additional organizations that might not necessarily want to serve on the big working committee, but are going to be a part of things. And that list includes RARA, Raya, Oakland University, Rochester Community Schools, the Rochester Christian College, Leader Dogs for the Blind, and we're going to talk to Dinosaur Hill too. Hi, Ellen. You weren't on my list, but you're going to be. So there you go. Yes, so we are very excited. The DDA, specifically me, we're going to be putting together a master calendar that will live on the downtownrochestermi.com site under our What's Happening. We'll probably have a special America 250 tab. Everything kicks off in mid-January. If anyone's not familiar, the library actually is getting the America 250 exhibit. And that's going to be in middle of January, which is really cool. I don't know, Marilyn, if you want to speak to that since you're with DAR and do you know? If you don't have to, but.
Oh, thanks. Yes, I know.
January 16th.
Yeah.
What day is it?
It's January 16th at the library through that week.
It's earlier that week, so it actually intersects with Fire and Ice a little bit, but it's that whole week.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's very coveted and competitive to get this exhibition, and so that our library has it at the beginning of the America 250 years is pretty special.
Very cool,
Yeah, so we're really excited about it. So kicking off there, but we'll be managing the website, and then our overall plan is that as events are coming up, some of the larger events each month will focus on a few different events for different organizations, putting out the media releases for that, crafting social media that then will be like pebble in a pond so everyone can be sharing it out and celebrating for America 250. We're just waiting. I know Heritage Days is trying to figure out some different things because they'd like to be a part of the America 250 as well. We've met with them and they had expressed that they think Heritage Days needs a reboot and that maybe this might be the catalyst. Since it's America 250, we'll have a lot more eyes on what we're doing, and that would be a great opportunity for Heritage Days because our community needs Heritage Days, and Heritage Days needs help. So we're hoping that once the council decides what support is being given to the Heritage Days, then they can become a little bit more a part of what we're doing, and in turn, then we can turn on the media machine to see what we can do to help get the word out and help amplify that event because it's so very important to our community. So that's all I came here tonight for, just kind of let you know if you hear things about we're working on America 250, this is what we're doing. So far, more to come.
Councilmember Trent?
I just want to thank Christy and your team for stepping up. We to this task. It's very much appreciated, very much so.
I appreciate that, thank you.
I was going to say the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
You have a full plate
Councilmember
and taking
Sage?
this on is a lot, so.
Well, you want something done, give it to a busy person, so here we go.
And I may be.
No,
excuse me.
I'm heartened by this because the discussion started on the Historical Commission. We were trying to revision, if you will, Heritage Days, and then we started talking more about America 250 and how that dovetailed in. And then I started talking to the mayor. The mayor said, let me reach out to Christy and see if we can't partner on this. And I'm so glad that you guys agreed to do it because this is going to make it wonderful. And that we do need to start talking up that exhibit, Also, tomorrow at the library, there's a sneak preview of the Ken Burns movie on the American Revolutionary War, from 7 to 8:30 in the multipurpose room.
Oh, I
So,
didn't know that.
When is it?
tomorrow.
Wow.
But it's on PBS starting Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So this is the sneak peek. Yes.
Okay, good to
Amazing.
know.
Yeah, but there is a larger steering committee that's working on Heritage Days, that they've invited more people, and I know that DAR is there, we're there, Oakland Township's Historical Commission is there, there's a lot of other people at the party trying to make that go. Museum has stepped back in, they're willing to work on some
great.
things, so
Oh, good.
we're just waiting on city to take some action to figure out where we're going, because we don't want this to be a one-off for 250, we want this to be a great foundation so that Heritage Days is bigger, brighter, and better, and continues for many years to come, because I think that there's so much amazing history here, and the way that we interpret it could be used for generations to come, and I think it's amazing. So hopefully, let me know, call me. We're ready to step in, we just need some direction.
That's a great update. I know at a previous council meeting, Councilmember Sage, you were talking about some of the funds that are within the historic budget.
The request came from the Historical Commission.
Right,
But-
so I guess, do we need any action to reallocate funds to Heritage Days?
So
this
the
point in
ask
time?
was for the 15,000, but I thought that was being discussed at Budget and Finance, because you were moving some things around. However it goes, it's still a line item I mean,
It's a line item in the budget.
Historical Commission is part of the general fund, so,
Okay,
Yeah.
got
We're
it.
discussing
All right,
it on Friday,
yeah.
sounds good. Thank
Just let
you.
us know, because if we want to do some things, we got to start booking bands. So
Booking bands,
we have
yes.
some ideas, so
Yes.
yes, definitely. And then just a side note, since I'm here, if you don't mind, Lanya, in case you haven't heard the news, in honor of our 20th anniversary,
I
Channel
passed one
7
out to
is
everybody.
broadcasting the 7 o'clock news live from Lanya.
We all have them, right here. I passed
So, super exciting for us. Sounds like if there's nothing else going on, we're getting Chopper 7 too. It's gonna be-
Chopper 7?
Chopper 7, I know. When they told me I was getting the chopper, it was really exciting. So anyway, yes, so a big thank you to Mike Murray, who's the station manager. He's a Rochester Hills resident, big fan of what we do here. So we're excited that they're going to be doing that with us. So just so you know, we've been working a lot of logistics. Again, just, throw one more log on our fire, but it's fine. They are working to broadcast the flipping of the switch live. So, looks like the flipping of switch will be officially on 7 at 7:03.
Okay.
So if
good
it's
to
7
know.
o'clock and you're like, man, like 3 minutes. We need 3 minutes because Glenda has to do the lead-in and they want to be live to see everything.
Yeah.
So, but Glenda Lewis will be out here. She's actually coming out tomorrow to film her first story with us. So it's
Awesome.
some really good things. We hope to
That's
see everybody at Lanyap.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you, Christy.
Okay. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we'll take public comment. Anything that is not on the rest of our agenda this evening. Do we have any public comment? Do we have anyone online? I don't see. Megan?
Thank you, we do not.
Thank you, Megan. All right, moving on. We're moving on to the consent agenda. We just have the receipt of the check register.
So
Council?
moved.
Motion by Sage,
Support?
support by Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussion? Deputy Clerk?
Salvia,
Yes.
Bixson,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Sage,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. We have no old business or tabled items. We have no public hearings. We do have some legislative deliberation. Item A is consideration of a request to opt out of Public Act 152. HR Director Joe Ellen, I believe you have this agenda item.
I do, Mayor, Council, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. Good to see you tonight. I also brought with me our representative from Mankin Vans. His name is Todd Urick, and he is also a Rochester resident. So, big fan of
Nice.
Rochester as well, so he's definitely on our side. Yes, I'm just here to answer any questions you might have about this public act. It's something we do every year. And as mentioned in the memo, we have created, at least in the 3 of the 4 union contracts, the ability for us to either opt out or to go with the other 2 options, which is to either go with a hard cap or 80-20 cost sharing with the employees. And as you know, we're trying to keep the cost of healthcare down, and because it's a cost sharing and we're trying to make some good benefits for our employees, we're trying to make it affordable. So right now, I think we have a very competitive healthcare benefit program. It keeps our employees, it attracts new employees, it's an all-around good thing. But the particular act itself, we have to opt out of each year if we decide not to follow it. So I'm here, and Todd's here to answer any super technical questions about it. He's like on another level from my understanding of it, but between the both of us, we can answer questions.
Well, I think we should give Todd some tough questions. So since he's a resident, we should give him some tough questions. Councilmember Jones.
We did meet today, and so I got a lot of information. I appreciate that. And just some of it I think would be helpful for just even the general public as far as the different policies that we have and offering the HMO, and then the percent increase that's happening this year.
Sure.
A little deeper dive.
Sure, absolutely. So as you know, each year, right around the end of August, September, we, through our benefits broker, they go and ask for quotes from Blue Cross to see, we also look at trying to be competitive. Right now, the city offers 2 healthcare plans. One is an HMO, which is a cost to the employee. That's the 10%, 90% cost sharing. And then 2 years ago, we offered for the first time a secondary option, which is the Blue Care Network. So they're both Blue Cross plans, but the Blue Care Network plan is an HMO, which we're able to provide at no cost to the employee. So and those are both high deductible plans, which means if you're a family, you're gonna get $4,200 a year towards your deductible. The deductibles are about $6,600 right now. So that offsets a little bit of I'll call it the pain of having to pay that deductible. So right now, we still have those 2 plans. When we did the renewal and Blue Cross came in, we had lots of, I guess, potential that it could have been a much higher increase. We were hearing some municipalities had 20% increases, 30%. We budgeted for about 10%. And as you know, Anthony is a good projector of percentages. And this year, the Blue Cross plan came in at about 9% increase, which I thought was really good. And then the Blue Care Network came in actually less. So when you put those 2 together, it's actually around a 6-point-something% overall increase, which is really good. And then, Todd, you can talk a little bit about how we also go out and try to get competitive bids, but there was nobody that would even bid on what we currently have.
So we start meeting with the city early in the year. We're not waiting for the Blue Cross renewals to come out and trying to project how the renewals are going to be developed. We know how they look at the city's claims history, what percentage of credibility they're going to assign to the city's claims, and some other market factors. And it's been a very challenging cycle this year. I'm sure if you have other friends in municipalities, Blue Cross, HAP, Priority, the major players in the market have seen double-digit increases this year. So we were conservative in our initial estimates, and we were pleased that, candidly, Blue Cross gave us a little bit of money to stay with them. But we did go to the market and evaluate other options. There's another act called PA 106 that we comply with by going out and evaluating the market. Blue Cross was still the best option at this time. That's something you have to do every 3 years. We really look at it every year to see who's the most competitive. Also keeping in mind any potential disruption to the employees. It's not as easy as, unfortunately, moving your car insurance or your homeowner's insurance. So we're cognizant of that. So I think from the city's standpoint, the benefit plans they're offering are very competitive. PA 152 is a challenge at many municipalities. The cap, the way it's set today, historically it's going to increase about 3%, and we had a really good renewal coming in at right around that 7-8% range. Actually, the HMO had a rate decrease, so we're really excited to keep offering that and educating the employees on what are the benefits to that plan, how does it actually work. And as Joellen said, these are HSA qualified plans that are really giving employees cash where they can really make personalized healthcare decisions for themselves. So we're really trying to provide a customized benefit experience to the employees through this process. So I think the path that the city's on is really great. We've been having a good trend compared to the market that we're in Michigan, and we're going to continue to evaluate that year over year.
A question I have on that, Todd, is what would you attribute the fact that we're in a positive trend versus other municipalities having challenges?
Blue Cross gave us a positive credibility adjustment. We also have, there are some factors in how they rate the plan where certain claims are excluded from your experience. So we're actually in this kind of sweet spot. Also, just buying a Blue Care Network plan is a sweet spot of pricing with Blue Cross and Blue Care Network. And then we are buying these high deductible health plans where, these aren't the same plans that we had 10, 15 years ago. So being HSA plans with the higher deductible, whereas the city is providing the cash for the people to have those medical services that are up to that deductible covered, they have money to pay for those services, but the actual pricing, the money that we have to send to the carriers is lower.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We're small, but we got to be mighty here.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for the background information. I know we voted on this in the past. Can you just remind us, if we weren't to opt out,
Yeah.
what would it look like? What would be the impact?
So there's really three options under PA 152. The default is called hard cap, and that's an annual dollar amount that was set back in the good old days, 2011, 2012. Remember when that happened? And they set that dollar amount, and that's been indexing at about 3% average every year. But there have been years where it's been a 4, there have been years where it's been less than 1%. And so those amounts have been single 2% family amounts, just like rates that we pay to the insurance carriers that were indexed over time. That's the default. So if you want to change that, you can pass a resolution to be 80-20. That's still compliant with PA 152. That would be that the employer pays 80% of the healthcare cost and the employee pays 20%.
And what that would, just to add to it, what that would look like is right now, our renewal, our current year, 2025, a family is paying $102 per pay, so 26 pays, which is about $26.60 in the whole year. The renewal is $111, so it went up $9 a pay, which is very reasonable, I think. And if we were to do the 80-20, now you're talking $222 per pay, so it would be about $400 or so a month. So that would be a
More.
significant hit to our employees. But again, as we will continue to evaluate new plans and try to keep that Blue Care Network, which is still at 0, as long as that comes in, and like we said, it even went down from last year for the city. Right now, an employee can keep that $26.60 that they would have paid out, and they just opt with an HMO versus a PPO, so.
The resolution to opt out allows you to offer the HMO at no cost to the employees on a payroll. So that's why you opt out if you're continuing that path.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
Just one other thing, I don't know if we talked about this today, but with Blue Care Network, it's obviously a benefit financially on both sides. Do you find there's a way to encourage more employees? I know you mentioned someone on it, and then they went back to the other, and I know it's different because you have to get pre-approvals and all that. Just are other municipalities having more success in that, or?
I think it's an individual choice by each employee. We have people that are single that are on it. It's great for them. They don't go to the doctor very often. And we have some that are families that are on it that have, they still get all of their annual checkups and everything paid for, but they don't have as many visits to the doctor. There's no big health concerns there. So it really depends on what each person's individual family
Sure.
situation looks like. They might really need a lot of health care, so they want the paid plan because that might have less where they would have to get pre-authorizations and that kind of thing and specialty care. So to answer your question, it's really
It's
depends.
just a personal,
It's
yeah.
nice to have that extra option though,
Yeah.
before everybody just paid into it.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of, there's a financial incentive
Right.
based on the difference in contributions.
Sure.
And just education. All the employees, everyone has a cell phone. You can look up providers, taking that emotion out of those decisions. Joelle's done a great job at open enrollment meetings. We're going to be doing them again really soon here, getting people to take a look and reevaluate what are your healthcare needs, today and tomorrow. Is your doctor in the network? All the hospitals in southeastern Michigan are in both networks, so it's a really, we're lucky we're in an area that has great access for both networks, and just educating the employees on that. It does take time, but as Joelle said, it's an individual decision. I believe the financial incentives and the education are the combination for that.
And we appreciate all that you're doing. I mean, we look at the check register, we talked about that, and that every monthly payment is a huge piece of our budget. And all that you can do to keep sure, keep that down as much as possible. We appreciate that. And I know union contracts are involved in all that too, so thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Really good information. Council, do we have any action that we would like to take on this?
Yes, how do I word that?
I don't think we need to, do we?
Yes, we need
Motion,
to.
yeah, because we're opting out.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
opting out, okay.
Councilmember Trent.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to opt out of PA 152.
Okay, motion by Trent, support by Jones. Any other discussion? Deputy Clerk, the roll call.
Salvia,
Yes.
Bixson,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Sage,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Thank you, both of you, for being here tonight.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Next up, we have consideration of an ordinance amendment to change the approval process for special events. This is the second reading and adoption, so council, we have discussed this in the past. And I believe Lieutenant Harper, are you speaking to this? No?
No, he
Looks
is
like
not.
city attorney is speaking to it. All right. Is Leo speaking to it? Oh, he's sleeping. Okay, we won't disturb him.
Yes, thank you. As the mayor correctly pointed out, today's, the requested action is for second reading and adoption. This is an ordinance amendment to section 34-152 and following. As you recall, at the October 27 meeting, Chief Rohib presented a request and an ordinance amendment to allow a great number of the events to be approved administratively by the police chief. That would exclude first-time events, events that had problems with previous years, and the city's landmark, will come landmark events. That request was met very favorably, and the ordinance amendment was passed for first reading and introduction. So if council wants to proceed with this ordinance amendment, with no changes from the last time, the requested action would be to move it for second reading and adoption.
So moved.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem, support by Hauser. Any other questions? Deputy Clerk, the roll call, please.
Salvia,
Yes.
Bixson,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Sage,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Moving on to Section 9, this is reports and regular business. Item A is to schedule a public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant. This is our 2026 application. I see Jason approaching, who's going to fill us in on this agenda item.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. So this is for the application for the CDBG. This year, the county has changed the way they're allocating funding. It's going to be more of a grant application, whereas in years past, it was more of a formula-based program. So part of the process is to set a public hearing for the project. This meeting tonight would be to set the public hearing for November 25th, the next available meeting. The funding application this year, we're planning to apply for funding to remove architectural barriers like we have in the past. Currently, right now, we're out of areas that are eligible within the municipal park. If you haven't been to the park recently, you'll notice that most of the pathways there are under construction, so. But this would be to extend the pathway outside of J.C. Field up towards the community garden, which would also go around the pending construction of the skate park. So it would also kind of create that natural connection to the existing trails through Dinosaur Hill and to the Paint Creek. So be happy to answer any more questions on that.
So before I go to council, the question I have is, so did these funds have to be used on city property? Is that a requirement?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Councilmember Jones.
Just to tag on to the explanation of what he's requesting where, is there, when we first were working on the skate park, there was some comments about the way that parking lot is, that people would have to walk through the parking lot to get to the skateboard park. so correct me if I'm wrong. So we thought we would just run that sidewalk in front of that softball field. So there's a connector, so they're not walking through the parking lot where the employees park their cars back there. So it makes sense, and then it would go around the basketball court and then tie in up, which would be a great for bikers and everything. I mean, I hope we get the grant.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. So the requested action from council is to set a public hearing. Council?
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing.
Motion by Hauser.
I'll support.
Support by Trent. Any other discussion? Deputy Clerk, the roll call.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Bixson,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Sage,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next up, we have consideration of a request to purchase Dell mobile data computers for 10 police vehicles. And there's Lieutenant Harper and Leo. Now, how can we say no?
Yeah, that's
Like,
not.
really?
How much do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? Anything?
Do you need somebody to hold the dog during
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to?
Sure. Yeah.
He's in like kind of sleep.
Oh.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. So earlier this year, we applied for a grant through FEMA and the state of Michigan for cybersecurity. The initial intention was to replace the computers in the police department, the desktops, and then some other components. And that was earlier, beginning of summer. Around the same time, Clemis, which is the courts and law enforcement management information systems out of Oakland County, passed along that we had to upgrade all of the MDCs, which is the mobile data computers out of the cars. This is what they look like. There's 11 cars and 2 motorcycles. Slide. Okay, it opens up like a lot.
Yeah, we get it.
So there's 11 cars, 2 motorcycles, and 10 of the cars were still operating on Windows 10. We needed to upgrade to Windows 11. The model numbers were correct, however, the processors were too slow. They were operating at 6,300, and we had to be at 7,200 or above to comply with Windows 11. So the order coming down from Clemis was we had to replace the 10 MDCs. Around the same time, we got awarded the grant for $35,000. There was 119 agencies out of 550 that were approved for the grants out of FEMA and the state of Michigan through the cybersecurity grant. So I changed the focus from internal to external. The grant money was looked at for replacing the MDCs, and it works out pretty good because each MDC is $3,360, 10 of them is $33,600, and we were awarded a grant for $35,000. So the ask tonight is to approve the purchase of the 10 MDCs through the cybersecurity grant at no cost to the city.
That's a great report.
Easy one.
Lieutenant Harper, thank you very much. Upgrading the technology for our officers and getting grant money. Great work. Council?
A motion to approve the grant as presented to us for the repurchase of the Clemis computers.
Thank you. Motion by Sage,
No.
support by Trent. Any other discussion?
No, that was
Deputy
easy.
Clerk, roll call.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Bixson,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Sage,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing Leo. I mean, I know Leo goes everywhere with you, but thank you.
Should have passed Leo down.
Yeah, pass them down. All right, moving on to our reports from boards and commissions. I think we're going to start off with Rochester Area Youth Assistance. Councilmember Jones.
Okay, so we had our meeting on Tuesday, October 28th, and a shout out, thank you to the fire department. That's where we now have our meetings are at the fire station, so we appreciate that meeting room. We have an annual meeting on December 5th. That's through Oakland County. It's a good thing to go to, and we always look forward to having time with other cities and what they're doing. We are volunteering at Kris Kringle. They're very gracious that the Principal Shopping District lets us volunteer on Friday night of Kris Kringle, and they give us a % of the money that is made, which is wonderful. And that's really the highlights. Oh, and we have an event coming up on trauma. It's at the Rochester Hills Public Library. We have a clinical social worker that will be there on Thursday, November 15th, to talk about the impact of trauma through your lifespan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good report. Planning Commission, Councilmember Hauser.
Certainly. Thank you very much, Mayor. So last Wednesday, we had our Planning Commission meeting. I am happy to report to all my colleagues that the Planning Commission approved the site plan for the Assistance League. They are now officially able to conduct sales out of their location. We had a conversation about 215 South Main, which you may know more as the Main Street Billiards Building. They have been undergoing a facade change. There's been some issues with respect to the manner in which the work was been done, more specifically whether or not they got the requisite approvals before commencing work. The Planning Commission has asked them, they brought in a plan to have it approved. That issue was tabled because we need more information, so they will be submitting the proper documentation, the proper site plan for city planner review, and they will be back at the next available meeting. I believe they are going to take steps necessary to still have the Christmas lights over that section, so hopefully there won't be that gap. We had an issue on 329 South Main. There's going to be a pretzel and candy shop that's going in, and they were in front of Planning Commission to discuss payment in lieu of 2 parking spots, which was granted. And then finally, we reviewed a preliminary plan at 1129 North Main. Applicant came in to talk about the proposed project. The Planning Commission gave some feedback, and the applicant is going to continue to have the conversation with city administration as well as the city planner to talk about what steps and what additional information is needed to bring that back up to Planning Commission. And I just want to remind my colleagues and the public as well that if you're ever curious about a particular development in town that has been approved by Planning Commission, you can go to the city website, and under the Planning Commission link, you can hit that tab and then follow the prompts, and you'll be able to see an up-to-date status report on all the projects that have come before Planning Commission. So that's kind of a useful tool. We received a call, and oftentimes we all receive questions about, hey, what's going on over here, what's going on over there. You can direct them to the city website, and those answers should be able to be found. Any other questions about Planning Commission meeting?
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I will add, I believe city manager is going to give an economic development report at our next city council meeting, and that'll include all the approved
Sure.
sites and what's been happening. So I think that'll be good for the public as well as council to take in.
Perfect.
Next up is Principal Shopping District. Councilmember Jones.
Okay, we had our meeting on November 5th. I'm going to mention it, but you have more detail on it, that I think it's wonderful that the Michigan Downtown Association had their convention here, that they picked Rochester, and I know the mayor was involved in that, so I'll let you detail more there. I'll do the couple of these in order. Really, going to the website is the best way to get all of what's going on between the Principal Shopping District and the DDA. But I will mention Small Business Saturday is on November 28th and 29th, and they're giving out 3 levels of gift certificates. You have a way to just click on your phone, that receipt, and there's a $250, a $500, and $1,000. So that's they've increased that, and that's a great event. The cookie tins, reservations went on sale on Friday, and I checked about an hour in, and they were already, I think in 6 minutes. 6 minutes, yeah. And they added a second time to that. The actual day that you will go get your cookies is December 13th from 10 to 2 and 2 to 6. They added another time just because it's so incredibly busy. And then, as she mentioned, Kris Kringle is on December 5th and 6th. And go to the website for many other things going on, festivals of trees, fire and ice, a lot of good stuff. They're busy,
Awesome.
busy, busy this
It's a
time of
wonderful
year.
time of year, most
It is.
wonderful time of
It
year.
definitely is.
Next up, we have the OPC, Social and Activity Center. Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, we met on Thursday, November 6th. We finalized when the buildings are closed next year and our meeting schedule. We signed an extension with Oakland County for our public transportation agreement, but we only signed a 1-year deal because the county is still creating the contract yet. So we are, I think they taxed first and came up with their plan whenever they can. So they're still working on that, but nothing's changed. And then we had somebody who's a longtime member, longtime user of the OPC, unfortunately passed away and left a $250,000 gift to the OPC.
Wow.
So that was extremely nice, of course, and we,
wonderful.
you know, we did all that.
That's
to continue
wonderful.
on and
Yeah.
stuff, and, so that.
Pickleball, right?
So more pickleball courts, right?
I think they specifically said no pickleball. Codicil.
Said the tennis guy.
They said tennis courts.
Yeah.
The attorneys said that,
It's the codicil, man. Yeah, very well done.
thank
That's
you.
it. That's our
thank
law
you.
school
Attorney
term,
talk.
yes.
Attorney talk. Thank you, thank you. Moving on to general and miscellaneous. I'm going to start at the end of the table with Deputy City Clerk. We had an election, right?
Yeah, so, yeah, really despite all the changes as far as precincts go, this was the smoothest election I've been a part of. I was out here by 10 o'clock, so it was an early night. But yeah, we had, I've got the numbers, we had 234 early vote, we had 1709 absentee, and then 965 on election day. So that was just about under 30% turnout for the city. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the poll workers. Thank you to Public Works, especially Bubba, for helping to set up. And then our absentee board, Megan, and of course, Leanne with her last election.
What
Great.
was the
Thank you.
percent again? I'm sorry.
About 30%.
30%. Oh, that's better.
I think our turnout was slightly higher than a lot of our neighboring communities. That's something I saw in Oakland County.
Yeah.
Yep. City manager?
I'm always amazed more people don't vote, quite frankly. It's American right, 30%, 3 out of 10 can only find time to vote, so we'll do everything we can. I know Brian and Megan and I have talked about it. How do you pound that? Local, it's your chance to vote. So, anyway, sorry. This week's extremely busy. So you have, sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Good one.
I tried
Okay.
before, but obviously I didn't do so good.
Well,
so-
next year.
Next year. So we have a bunch of committee meetings this week, so Asset Committee, Budget and Finance, Pension, DDA. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we're going to have the veterans, our first veterans official ceremony. Chief John has put together a wonderful program. Judge Paluzzi, she's going. Paluzzi. She's going to join us. We're going to honor Mr. Vixen's father at 100. We've got a little nice surprise for him. Whether we're either going to go see him or if he can get there, whatever. So we're real proud of that. And that's it. And then again, at the next meeting, I will do a brief economic development meeting. I know it won't be like business development, which was like an hour and 48 minutes. So we'll cut that down by an hour. So it's good news. It's sharing the good news of what's going on in town. And a lot of it's a rehash, but I'll make it brief, and we'll have some visuals. Christie put together a good PowerPoint for me, so we can just rip through that, and it'll be good. So congratulations, Jessica, to everybody. Steve, we've had an awesome relationship since I first met you. You've been a pleasure to work for. Every late-night conversation is always a challenge, because that's what you do. You challenge people, but you listen, and then you're not afraid to make a decision. And I've admired that in you and really enjoyed my time with you. And I know we haven't lost you, so you're still here, and we're going to get you on a board or commission where we can use your history and between the Trail and Historic Commission, and give you a little bit more time to dig into those things and help us out. So much appreciate my relationship with you over these years.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. City attorney?
I would just add to the election that the charter amendment, I know we kind of maybe have forgotten about that and with so many, but the charter amendment passed quite handily as well. So that, if you, for the public's information, that was to remove the primaries, possibility of primaries. So that is no longer going to be in the city charter. So just wanted to provide that update.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I didn't have a chance to say something to Mr. Sage earlier, but I've had a pleasure working with you these past few years. First on planning and also on city council. I've appreciated, I think you brought a lot of great perspective on planning, and I've appreciated the healthy debate that we've had. So thank you very much for your time and commitment. I've learned that it is quite a commitment, so you have really given us a lot of your time over the years. Thank you for that, and I hope that you continue on. I wanted to also congratulate Rara on the successful
the
millage
Yes.
in
Oh,
Rochester
good.
Hills. 80, almost 80% support
Oh,
for that
that's
millage,
great.
which was fantastic to see. I had a lot of people reach out. I know the team there, they were at the polls, they have
Yeah.
been out in the community, they have done so much. I think people know about Rara even more than they did in the past, and there was a lot of community support for it from Rochester Hills.
That's great.
So that was fantastic. So they will continue, there was no increase, so we'll continue paying as we do out of our general fund, budget, which I think is about 120-ish thousand, don't quote me on that, but around there. And then I did want to just, I want to bring up the Rochester Works app again. I've had conversations with a number of residents. I also had some people from the east side reach out, about the HOAs. And we were talking about this Rochester Works app, and I think there's still a lot of people that don't know about it. I know we've tried putting it out there, but I think, just having a better way of communication, I think people want that. They want that ability to get updates from the city. Some of those residents, they didn't know that we pulled forward all of that money into the roads. They didn't know that that was done, and for the reasons that it was, from like a budgeting perspective. So, that we can share information through it. They can also report issues and concerns more timely, and I think have better communication. So whether it's that app or another one, I just think we need to be advertising that more, pushing it out.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, all we can do is our website, we've got mailers that go out, so we keep pushing it. We get it to the HOA presidents, they need to disseminate it to the folks, so it's as clear as we can get it.
But City Manager, I know Jason has been working on this along with the Blight Committee on whether it's Rochester Works or linking it into our current software, BSNA. So I would hope that we would, in the near future, be able to give a bit more of an update on that, because I think we're going to have some better tools. And I had wanted the Blight Committee to kind of vet that out a bit more, but then bring it back to council and the public.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
that okay?
the link, we get stuff daily, so it works, but we can we'll make a presentation up here.
Yes.
Maybe at the next meeting, we can explain
Yep.
how it works, pull it up there, show everybody, and tape that, and then we can keep getting it out on cable, so
I
absolutely.
think if we continue to put it on
Yeah.
the newsletter,
Yep.
on our
Water bills,
website,
whatever, yep.
Facebook, that kind of thing, it would be helpful. And then lastly, I don't know, Christian, Marilyn, if you want to speak on this, or if you want me to.
You go right ahead.
Thank you.
You're good at this.
I think I sent an email that would, I think I did my
I think
part.
it's going to be the CAT Committee.
Go right ahead.
It is the CAT committee. So unfortunately, we did have, this is something, we've had an issue for years. And there's one colony that's much larger over in the Taylor and Castell area. We created kind of this pilot of forming the CAT committee, working with 3 different nonprofits to help us implement a TNVR, trap, neuter, vaccinate, and release program. I think there is a desire for some people within the community that we would just move the cats and find them a new home. It's very difficult to do. You can't just go drop them in the woods somewhere that's like very inhumane. You're sentencing them to a very, timely death. And so we've gotten a lot of feedback that the program we're doing now is really the right thing, but it's not a short-term approach. So we are actively having conversations and looking for other solutions on how we can break up one of the larger colonies. We need additional feeders to do that. So we're trying to seek people in those neighboring areas that can help. Whether we could look to move the colony, if there are some of the cats that might be a better fit for potentially being adopted and rehomed. We did get all of the kittens adopted out, but the older mature cats were returned. So we are actively having those conversations. I would just encourage neighbors in the area, to please, if they're willing to help out, that would be wonderful. And then I did want to just say that, just for clarity, that the city has helped to fund, to support the TNVR, but we have not been providing the designated feeders with food or with shelters for the animal. That has been done with private donations and out of their own pockets, which is very costly, and, they've really stepped up. So I want to thank those residents that have contributed, but just wanted to provide some clarity around the financial resources too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, I'd just like to thank the clerk and his staff and Leanne for an excellent election. We had the results by 8:20. I wish the county did quite as well. We're still waiting for some of those results. No, they were slow. So I want to thank you for that, and I just want to thank all the citizens who voted for me. It was my 8th consecutive election, and I received almost 70% of the vote. So I want to thank everybody, and I'm looking forward to earning that vote every day that I'm up here. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Councilmember Sage?
Thank you, Mayor. So I want to answer a question, and this is a question that, believe it or not, has been the most asked of me during the time that I've served here. And that question is, why do I sit down here at the end of the dais? So when I first got on council, I had been on Historical Commission, and I had attended meetings for about a year and a half. I just started going to council meetings. So I got engaged, and through appointment, I was able to get here, right? And I replaced Dave Zemmons. So I asked Dave, I go, Dave, why do you sit down there at the end? And he goes, well, you've been in the council chambers, and you've noticed the fluctuation, if you will, in the HVAC system. I said, oh, yes, I have. He goes, I sit down here because I can open the window. So some of you have asked me through the time we've sat here, hey, is there a window open? And I say to you every time, nope, there is not a window open. Everything's fine. So that is why I sit down here. So you guys, well, you put the darn screen in, so it kind of limited my ability to access the window. So hopefully that clears it up for everybody. And again, thank you very much for all the time and your support.
Thank you. Councilmember Jones?
Before I say, I just have one other thing to say. I wanted to not to put, oh, he left. Is he there? City manager's gone. That's fine. Okay. There was that announcement about how we're, Oakland County Parks is doing that, River Oaks Park. City manager, can you talk about that for a second?
What's that?
The Oakland County Parks announcement with
Um,
Rochester and Rochester Hills regarding the park.
Yeah,
So
they're going to come to the asset committee this week, and then they'll come to full city council. It's too complicated, so.
It is too complicated.
Yeah,
It was complicated to read, that's why I thought, but it's really exciting news.
It is, so it doesn't really affect us that much. It's a nature trail, basically. It's a partnership that they don't take ownership. They're gonna wind their way through the riverbank. They're gonna maintain the river, they're gonna maintain the woods. It's a good partnership for us, doesn't cost us anything, so.
Awesome. I mean, the best partnership that doesn't cost us
Yeah,
anything,
Chris
so.
Martin's gonna come and make a presentation to the committee, and then.
They are.
full city
Affected
council.
land.
Okay,
They
perfect.
bought some
Okay, I just want to end by kind of tagging on to what you said about this council. It's just been, for me, my, first 2 years with this council, and it's just been wonderful all the way around, sitting next to you and laughing a lot and just working together. It's been good. I look forward to Jessica joining, but I also think that this has been a good 2 years. So that's all I have to say.
thank you.
I know it's time to leave, but it's very.
We're doing good.
Yeah, that's true, we are. I had the good fortune of attending the, excuse me, the Eagle Sustainability Conference on Thursday and Friday, 6th and 7th of this past week. It was very insightful, and it was eye-opening because they focused on food waste and reduction management. Michigan aims to cut food waste by 50% by 2030, and food waste is 40% across the nation. Yep, and Michigan is the same, 40% food waste. We have the cheapest landfill cost, which is why there's a lot of out-of-state garbage coming to us, and they have been working on that as well. Make Food Not Waste does work with the Eagle as well. And they said that most food waste comes from households, and about a third of it comes from farms. And Make Food Not Waste is a nonprofit organization that does a lot of great work with preventing and rescuing and diverting food waste. So there's a lot about diversion, and they're able to do this. And they go into like corporations or companies that do a lot with food, and Corewell Health was one of them, and they managed to save $500,000 through waste food reduction efforts. They're also doing it with schools. It's amazing what they're doing, and they're not just diverting it to compost, but they are also redistributing it to food banks. So food banks like Neighborhood House and others could benefit from this. There's a lot of cities that are starting to take a look at this and see what they can do. With it, I went to a lot of tracks. So like I said, I won't go into too much more detail. I'll have a better report, and I'll have a handout with that as well, because I am very excited, because what I've been doing is learning about sustainability committees and departments within cities. Don't worry, I'm not asking for a department. I'm just simply going to be coming for a
Starting small.
Yeah, I mean, we started small for a committee. Yes, and I already have people from Rochester, very excited about this. And we're going to start out with recycling, and they talked about recycling as well. So there's a lot out there, and there's a lot that they're doing with recycling. There's recyclers begging for cardboard, so there's a way to make money from that card. Yes, there are, and it's really amazing how much is going on outside our city in terms of sustainability and recycling and food waste reduction and composting and ways to keep our landfills with less waste in them. And the thing about food waste is it emits methane gas, and that is a very potent gas. It's more than CO2. So you probably see it burning, and that's what it's burning, and it's not a good thing. Because food was never meant to be buried underground. Before us, or years ago, when humans were not at this level of waste, food or leaves were never meant to be buried, and that is where they're making the methane gas. Just a little known fact. So anyway, thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you for the great election that you ran, Brian, and it looked like it was smooth from my end, but, I stopped by a few times, and it was nice. And early voting, I stopped by as well to see how things are doing. Yeah, so thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Hauser.
Just, again, not to pile on Leanne and Brian, but the reason the election went so well and it went so smoothly is because of the preparation and the hard work you guys do in advance. The reason that you're able to get results at 8:25 is because you're so proficient in what you do, okay? So that's the reason why we're so successful, is because they put the work in advance. You, Leanne, Megan, John at DPW, everyone in the poll workers, so thank you. Last Tuesday, we had a brownfield meeting, okay? And I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds about it, but it was regarding the Solaronics project. It was incredibly productive and very informative, and that'll be coming back to the city council, maybe in December. Okay, so in December, Brownfield will come up and talk to the council about the Solaronics project and the whole Brownfield concept. And I don't know if I will be doing that presentation or not, but if I am, I will make certain that I kind of start from the beginning and talk about what the Brownfield program is, why it's relevant, what it does, and what it means for not only that development, but more importantly, the city and the city's involvement with this. And again, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but the one thing I want to just be absolutely certain about is the city doesn't spend a penny to clean that site up. Okay, so some of the questions that you might have is why are we doing this? Just be prepared. The city doesn't pay a nickel to clean that site up. It's all the developer. But we can get more into that when the time comes in December. And we don't compare notes prior to we are talking here, but to kind of pick up where you left off, we always want to make certain we're looking out for those in need of our community. And now more than ever, I want to remind the residents of two things. If you're hungry, if you need help, if you're struggling to put food on the table, right behind here is the fridge, and there's a pantry there. And hopefully it's filled and there's food in there, and you just drive up and you take what you need. No questions asked. It's open all the time. And if you are in a position to donate food, perishable or non, I'd really ask you to consider making a donation now. I mean, there's always a need, and there's never an off day, and there's never a good time when it's not not necessarily at the top of everyone's list, but again, I think, and for reasons, again, we don't need to get into, but now more than ever, the holidays, economics, et cetera, cold weather, if you have a little bit extra that you can spare, it's right behind here, and there's cupboards, and then there's a refrigerator, and there's a freezer as well, and I'm telling you, it gets used.
Sure does.
Anyone who thinks it doesn't isn't being sensitive to what is back there, because you put food in there, and you can go the next day and it's gone. And that's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. And so everyone just, be mindful of it. It's right here in our backyard. So that's all I've got on that. So thank you.
Thank you. I've got a few things, but I'll start on the topic of food. There was a press release that went out, Rochester Hills. We have a friendly competition to see how much food we can raise for Neighborhood House. We'll have collection bins right here at City Hall. And for Rochester, because we have a cat committee and we love our furry friends, we are also collecting food for our furry neighbors, your cats and your dogs. And so that will go through December 1st. So right here at City Hall, it goes to Neighborhood House now through December 1st.
They're out there now,
Are they out there now?
I think today.
I think they are. They should have been put out there today. So yes, Rochester hosted the Michigan Downtown Association Conference. I was able to be there. About 160 different downtowns from as far as the UP all the way down to southern Michigan, southern part of the state. Christy Tavaro gave a presentation regarding destination marketing trends. Treasurer Maggio gave a presentation on using AI to support your downtowns. I attended that one. We did a walking tour, and Christy said there were way more people that attended our walking tour than normal. She was a bit surprised by that. I'm like, well, downtown's pretty cool. She did give them a little treat and turned on the big bright light show, so we tested the lights for them, and their faces all lit up. And then one of the other presentations I participated in and really enjoyed was public art and the power of place. So I will have more comments to share on that. That was really insightful for me. I also want to remind everyone, see you tomorrow, Veterans Day. It's 11/11. Our event is at 2 p.m. at Heroes Point, which is at the Fire Hall. We're going to have a great presentation. The Big Bright Light Show is, of course, we flip the switch November 24th. I want to congratulate all the council members that were reelected, as well as Councilmember-elect Clauser, who's here tonight. Congratulations, and thank the voters for voting. Really appreciate the support. Thank you. I promise to do my best for the next 4 years. And then lastly, kind of remind of the cadence for the 24th is the Big Bright Light Show. Tuesday is the next city council meeting. So this council will be in effect until that meeting, the 25th. We have Judge Laura coming to swear in the council. She will also give us a judicial update that we've never had. She's doing some great work with veterans. I'm excited to hear that. We will then elect the mayor and the mayor pro tem, and then we will do boards and commissions along with our regular agenda. So that's the calendar. Councilmember Sage, I see you please send it back to me, so I'm sending it back to you.
So because we do have the entire council here, the new council, and a couple things were brought up. So whoever is appointed to the Paint Creek Trailway Commission, two things to note then. On the Solarics project and development, when it goes back to planning and then comes back here to council. So we have an easement agreement, the trail does, with Solaronics, which we want to exit from them. Right. So that needs to be part of that plan project discussion. On Oakland County Parks, we also own a half acre of land that abuts those 128 acres they bought. I know the trail would be very receptive to however they develop that area. We would lease that property to them. I don't think we'd necessarily want to sell it to them, but I just want whoever's going to be on that commission to be cognizant of that.
Great. Thank you for those updates. I appreciate that.
Putting in my application.
Yes.
I did have one thing to add. I unfortunately, I know I've talked to a couple of people and I have spoke with Leanne about it. I unfortunately will not be at that next council meeting. I know it's the week of Thanksgiving and we have historically always spent it with my mother-in-law, so I will be away for that. And I miss Lanya, so I'm really sad about that. I am going to get sworn in beforehand, so I'm meeting with Leanne next week, so that'll be taken care of. If we need to talk about any boards or commissions, I'm happy to connect on that in advance, so.
Great, thank you. With that, meeting adjourned.
All right, thank you.